CTN helps to build media capacity in Sierra Leone.
Youth Club really come out now with the Mount 12 Fabi College on FM 107.3. CTN Youth Club now program with a look at different issues them where they affect young people them and also can discuss on the issues in there. Inside the program today, we will talk on the upcoming Sierra Leone National Youth Summit Leadership Summit, where going to happen inside August. And for help me talk about that, I get to me inside the studio, Ambassador Suleiman Mansare, we are the Director of Information and Communication. Ambassador Suleiman, welcome to the program CTN Youth Club.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Now, let's start for look at this particular summit. Waiting this summit, the Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit, they're all about.
Well, the Sierra Leone National Leadership Summit, we design them for make sure so we forget young people for participate into nation building and also for contribute into community development. So one for see how best young people will be very active in terms of the development of this country.
Now, you say Ona come up with this particular idea, saying that we're going to get a summit for young people for make sure say Ona help them in terms of leadership issue and other issues which surround young people in the country. Now, waiting at some of the impact we don't make with then summits that we come up with. I understand that this is not the third edition summit we come up with. Waiting at some of the impact we don't make as an organization.
Well, currently we get about 1,000 young people we do work with all over the country because we do first now we done at Kenema. We get 500 young people where we crown as ambassadors, and then 500 young people they will go in a different community for make sure see them pass on the message then follow young people in different places then outside the day. So like the young people be able to create a change in a different community. You can see currently like where something happening now some communities them get young people when they come up and challenge say like this not supposed to happen and that we're supposed to channel this issue. So we're able to give them all the ideas how to for channel their cases without involving the violence. So we have been doing extremely well and also able to get young people and we they able for kind of create the own organization we then call CBOs, not the organization, not the community, we don't call community-based organization. So we forget themselves, say, okay, now since we don't get this kind of small idea, though we try to create small union among ourselves, we will try to see we go see as one as young people. We like we not go encourage violence and thing we for deal with even sexual gender-based violence because we define to see some community and they currently we these sexual assault or picking they get picking them. So like we want to make young people able for step into the shoe as well, for able for help government for fight some of these things that would happen.
How then we able for step in for fight the government in addressing this issue of rape where it don't be an alarming issue at the country?
Back then we issue them that happen in our community, but like people don't know the report. And the reason
we say issue
like in terms of rape and in terms of violence against women and in terms of like this kind of awareness not among young people. So like the councillors are not able to do anything within they feel like doing. So young people now can challenge some of them things there. So like most of them can say like it's none of my business. So they can sit down back and watch things go wrong. So like we want to make them then step up and take up leadership. So like now these are some of the things that we do.
Now, apart of and make them step up in the various community in terms of and bringing and the attention of the government authorities that's responsible with regards and the people in way don't they be a convict on this rape. Waiting again, really, young people can skin them on.
We get young people when they get a very great potential. Some people get an entrepreneurship idea for like kind of make a business, not to follow yourself, but also for able for employ other people within the in your or even 1,000 of young people in this country. So like many get the idea, many get the initiative. So like we do the summit, we get people that when are expert in entrepreneurship. We then will teach you like how you forget about your business and how you able for come up with income and for make your business flourish.
Continue for the with me inside the program. A name na Ambassador Suleiman Mansare, in the Director of Communication, in the Director of Information and Communication, na the Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit. Now, let me watch at the objective of the summit. Waiting a really on an objective on an organizing summit there so every year.
One of the main objectives now for create a safe space for young people, because we won't forget a country as Sierra Leone we free from violence. We like people no go class how them they class young people. Say young people now people that went into violence. Young people now people are not serious. Young people now people are not ready for take up leadership. So like we want for kind of move from that side. We want for figure young people them so that they go for like step up and take up leadership, because we believe for say for make we able, because currently Sierra Leone we just suffer. There are many things we people in the go through. So we believe for say for
young people or the general
apart from young people, Sierra Leone in general.
Okay.
Sierra Leone in general, like we get this extreme poverty, but we believe for say for make we able for eradicate that young people they need for take up leadership. And when young people then take up leadership, we go see the change we want for see.
Now, where be the talk, you mention of violence. Violence now something where it don't be an alarming issue now the country. 2, 3, 1 week, 1 month, there is a violence. And at the end of the day, they find out for say young people they died, they lost their life during the time of violence in day. As an organization, where don't they train the young people them, don't they make people young people then get space in a community. What in really don't they do for talk to young people in terms of violence, and then how they for handle or approach when it comes to violence?
Well, sometimes violence it can happen in different form. We as an organization, though sometimes it's very difficult for make you able to stop them. But like we did care for do this sensitization for make young people aware like the negative impact where violence the cause. So like whenever a violence happened, as an organization, what we can do first for try for go outside the violence happen and try for investigate what happened and what come about the violence, because like we want for know like where the problem is coming from before we try for tackle that problem, because if you don't know like where the problem is coming from, it will be very difficult for making for come up with a solution. So like we can always do like for follow up, like wherever they say violence happened, we go there and make sure so we know where the thing come up from, and make we organize the summit and we don't get a lot of things them where we know for say like that they lead young people them into violence.
Now, when they come to the summit, let me talk about this violence. You say as an organization, whenever an owner gets information about the violence we occur now any community, and one of our responsibility as a youth organization, now for me gonna then come into there as well and investigate the violence as for know it lead to the violence and for put a stop, if not put a stop, or for curtail the violence at that particular community day. So waiting really power investigation they want to do, waiting really now the findings they want to get with regards some of them violence they also they can occur in the country.
Well, most of the violence that we occur in this country, and according to within we don't find out. Some of the things that will lead to violence. One, they get for deal with young people when they take this kind of hard substance, that be alcohol or whatsoever. So like some not in a normal position. So young people like they get a sickness in them, which can be a mental issue. But like you know because you know me for say some man with that kind of street it means you're okay. But like some of them get mental issue, and the mental issue they get for deal with hope. Many of them lost hope, they not get hope. So like them believe for say like you know, if them fight for something where at the end of the day then things maybe they might gain something out of it, then get for do them. So like most young people they lost hope, they not get hope again. So like I make one for try for revive that, one for tell them for say there is hope, you can do it. You know, like they have the initiative. We have the initiative to to foster development in this country. So like if there is hope, I believe for say young people not get involved into violence.
Now, apart from the mental issue, we now one of the in findings them of investigation with regards and violence okay occur now and different communities that across the country. And you made mention of job, or what about the job and employment? We're very important and key. So, who's advice you can give in that particular direction?
Well, for the job employment, that's all good for the too because some man we get job at the moment, like things like not gonna get job again, or like I'm not person for provide for job, and that mentality want to make some young people then move out of it because you can create a job apart from person not give you a job. You're able to think of something like I want to do this and believe in yourself. Say like you do am. You're able like if I have access for you the show, start for sure and think of something we gonna make like that avac the way the show. Like it they come up with more customers, think of something very creative. So like we want to make young people get this mindset for say like not to only like person provide for your job, yourself able for create job for yourself and earn your money.
So how far on don't go in this particular issue saying that and for make young people aware or get information saying that job not only mean for make you wear your coat or put on your white, you get your tie and go to office, but yourself can create job for at least for engage yourself. How much you to go for raise this awareness to young people across the country?
Well, we don't really do that because we can do community sensitization and we can engage communities them as well. So we can meet like the youth head at the community and try for engage other young people around there, try for tell them like the important for make you as a young person not rely on someone else for a job opportunity. So we will forget some young people that we able to engage in different skills, and we get young people that able to engage like in this carpentry, some cable for some king going at this then get many institutes then like the Morado Institute and other institutes around the country where some they go involve themselves into for make they will forget the small skills because like some not get the skills. So like the best way if not get education, go and learn the skills, and we learn the skills, then able to make money out of it.
Now let me come to the third edition of the Sierra Leone National Youth and Leadership Summit. We're not gonna forget next month. I think the 12th, right?
Yeah.
Now, what thing I don't put in place for this particular summit we going to happen?
Well, currently we all know the current status of the country where this corona don't affect not only Sierra Leone but the world at large. And for this year we got for do them through Zoom, not so like how we don't do them for the past years. But we get forget young people them we don't go for parliament, but the number is limited because we know they pull person from Kenema again for Kamaya or person from Bo, because for the past years how we do them, we they put people from different parts of the country for participate into the summit. But for now, if you're in Freetown, now you attend the summit, and but the number is limited.
Now you say the number is limited. Now how many of them get access to smartphone or Android phone? We are then go able for link towards the summit on the very day when they get taken into consideration, as you say earlier on. When they use for come people in from the provinces, come to Freetown and get this particular summit. This time around, as a result of the COVID-19, we don't decide for do the thing on Zoom. So what thing we don't put in place in terms of the people that we don't get access to smartphone for able for follow up in with the summit.
Well, we don't make it very simple, and I will not say every young people will get access to it because how we don't do it now, because we are working with our partners, and we get partners they will then get offices all over the country. So they will partners and get a free internet access in different offices. Them the likes of Restless Development, Care International, and other organizations they would work with. So like most of them don't provide in the office space. Like for young people, when they last for example, na Kabbalah. Then okay before direct them. Okay, una can go na Restless Development office na Kabbalah Day, and there is free internet access for everybody for make able for join the live Zoom program on the third edition of the Sierra Leone National Leadership Summit.
So what's not the theme for this year's summit?
The goal of young people in the fight against COVID-19.
So why would I decide for come up with this particular theme? What's in it mean to young people then?
As an organization, we well aware for see we get many young people out there. We them kind of relax, then like they don't do like take all the precaution measures in place for make we able for control this virus. So like some can say, okay, I'm a young person, I have a very strong immune system, so like I'm not gonna take the preventive measures. So like one for make young people aware for say no matter how young you are, you can get the virus, and if possible, like then you can go. So like we got to take the precaution measures in place, because like nothing for say I'm strong, I'm young, then I'm okay. It's not about you now only, but you have big sister, you get your auntie, you get your daddy. Okay, you might say your immune system is very strong. You don't get time. You're okay. Okay, everything okay about you. Well, how about that? Your daddy in a house where you think saying your immune system is very weak.
Okay, continue further with me inside the program. In name na Ambassador Suleiman Mansare, in the Director of Information and Communication, na the Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit, we get for come up in early August. If in case you just joined the program, don't forget to see the listen to CTN's Youth Club where they come out tonight on 12 for the collection FM 107.3. And inside the program today, as I tell you earlier on, I get with me Ambassador Suleiman Mansare, Director of Information and Communication, and we'll talk about the third edition of the Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit, where get for come up early and next month. Now, Ambassador, let me go again to this particular summit. You don't talk about how the summit get for look like. Let me look at how the summit can look like, and then how this get for look like, because you don't earlier on they say, and this time around it get for get time through Zoom for people that way they come up, people that way can come from the provinces. So how what's other thing again would expect different as a result of the COVID-19 in this year's summit?
Well, this year's summit is going to be really nice, and we're going to get guest speakers them, like the likes of Ben Kafala, Commissioner of Anti-Corruption, and we're going to get also the Deputy Minister of Future Affairs. We're going to get key people, and we're going to talk on different aspects in terms of young people development. So this year, you're going to be very unique, because we're going to get different sessions. Like a class, like we can forget people we like, for example, like Ben Falamara in specializing this corruption thing. So we can forget young people, and we then go for day 9 young class, like kind of lectures them about how young people able for challenge corruption issues, and how young people they for resolve issue for the corruption, and how young people also capable for refrain from corruption.
Apart from corruption, we on a speaker for this year's National Leadership Youth Summit na Francis Ben Kelfala. Whose other areas again we'll get for look at?
We get for look at these skills, because we found out so many young people like we do not get education, this formal education, for go school and finish university. Most of them can they out there, they don't do nothing. So like they can they bribe everybody. So like one forget young people, and we really train in terms of skills, like we call on them and try to tell them how important it is for make you involve into skills workshop or skill stuff where you able for create income for yourself, and also get for kind of teach them about entrepreneurship, because we get many speakers then we then specialize into different things. So like young people don't forget different ideas, different knowledge about different things that we go foster development for push this country forward. So after everything, the young people then go back in their community for see how best then go for teach other young people them way waiting they don't learn from the summit and go teach them colleague, then colleague back able for take the information back and so to go around. So like for the 1,000 people then we get we will work with them. We can do follow up because after the summit.
You mean 1,000 people in order for attend the
we
summit?
get first 1,000 people already.
Who will be done train
Who will be done
for
train.
the first and second edition.
Exactly.
So this summit will not get forget this time around.
The Adam to 1,500.
So then people will not be done train. What think for be the role during the summit?
Well, the one that we don't train because we don't give you a certificate and it means you are qualified to challenge or talk on the youth issues. And waiting we do because they're not getting nothing for the currently. So what we do we did follow up on them because from last year we don't need to follow up on them after every 2 or 3 months. Okay, we get a forum we create for them. Everybody they get report. Okay, for my young community, we don't really engage in this. Like if you need any help in terms of assistance or the one for kind of write something we need help with. We're able for step in the shoe and help them. So we get young people and we're able for create an access road for themselves for we link to the community because there was a community around the Black Road where there was no access road for make motor pass. So our young people able for create that, then they're able for make the honorable and councillors meet people around to see how best and we get access road. So we forget many young people that will evolve into developmental activity. So we follow up on them, not only for training you, because now if I can't train you, then at the end of the day, you go sit and relax, you know, do nothing. So we'll call on them. Okay, now what have you guys done? What have you guys done in Kabbalah? What have you guys done in Kono? What have you guys done in different parts of the country? So we don't get drastic development in terms of that.
Now, with all in Tunisia, so I don't get to young people over 1,000 to be precise, as you say, and we really see still the issue of this violence don't they occur. Now, some of them communities there, so someone going to say we need for do more in terms of raising the awareness of young people for me to refrain for this thing we call violence. Which can I take on that?
For creative change, you know, that happened today, you know, that happened at once. We are fighting for a change. Mostly the change we are fighting for, not for making happen today. And for picking them, we get for both, making them can enjoy the safe space. And back able for enjoy which we only the fight for the past years. So we are getting there, and like as it was before, we know they get again like many cases that we get for the with violence or other stuff there.
Okay, I go only the first Ambassador Suleiman Mansare, Director of Information and Communication, the Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit. Don't forget to listen to the program CTN's Youth Club where they come out now with them on 12 Fabi College on FM 107.3. Where they made the program with you, your name, Alahai Jackson. As well, we'll tap first the program as we go in for the news summary.
CTN helps to build media capacity in Sierra Leone.
Welcome back to the second half of the program. CTN's Youth Club where they come out now with them on 12 Fabi College on FM 107.3. Inside the program today, we look at the upcoming Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit, where will come on earlier inside August. And for help me talk about this particular summit and other summits the way this particular organization they organize, I got it to me inside the studio, the Ambassador Suleiman Mansare, we are the Director of Information and Communication, and inside the studio, Ambassador Suleiman, welcome to the second half of the program, CTN's Youth Club.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Me, they made the program with you. My name is Alahai Jackson, and Mark, come to you before they go in for the news summary. We will talk about the amount of youths that want to run train the country and various communities, and especially in leadership and how for overturn violence and other thing else. We youth and kid facing in the country. We talk about this violence here, so we don't see don't become an alarming issue in the country. So somebody will go to listen you say, and una need for do more, taking into consideration the amount of violence within the area in various community across the county. What's your take on that?
Well, just like I already say, we we dey try we love the best for make sure say we able to reduce the high rate of violence in the country, because all that get for deal with the mindset of young people, and that we done the do for the past 3 years, and we dey continue for do am until we make sure say we see the change we want for see. So like we want to make young people and get this kind of positive mindset for say like violence like no go solve issue, and only if we come together and come up with initiative and can think of something that will develop this country, then that will give for benefit to self and will picking them. So now that we try for make every young people know, for make young people see themselves very valuable and important in our society, wherever so side they find themselves. So we want to make young people then get this kind of positive thing we themselves go to think about, instead of get this violence stuff we the mourner we in a society.
Now, let me look at another issue again we get for do with and young people them when they in a jeto way other people can say na hide out. What you know they do as an organization for make sure say then people they also self benefit from some of and on activities them we wanna get for young people in the country.
Like for last year we work with Black Street here, Black Street, and we work with them they part of the summit from the beginning until the end. And anybody listening to me right now capable for testify for say currently Black Street not get like that kind of stuff where people don't think about them for say like involve themselves into violence, like how people them they assume Black Street for day. So we get young people that them participate and able for learn something and see for say violence no go solve something. We as young people or we as Black Street to say no to violence. We as Black Street to able for create something or a change now we community also we did. So we will for create that change there, and we are getting there for every year.
How wanna create this change with the
because we call on to them and I will for teach them different type of leadership skills and how they able for make themselves very important or valuable in the community. And I will never say Black Street in the community outside and them people they recognize them. So we will for tell them what they need for do for make people they respect them even more.
Now, Black Street now one of the community where then they tag as and community or a street where young people like involved in violence, where all sorts of dubious activities can happen. Now, apart from Black Street, this year's National Youth Leadership Summit, whose other area again or community one are the target for make sure say you implement the same thing we want to implement in a Black Street or pull young people them from this thing we don't they make society don't they tag them as bad people in the community.
The reason why I emphasize on Black Street because for the past years the people them just scared for go around inside and they people them they afraid about what will happen to them if they reach the inside and they. So like that make emphasis on that. But like we get different communities then we do work with for make sure say we tap violence and for make sure say young people then become very valuable and important in our society as they already important. We want to make them see them potential for say yes they can do it and then they're capable for do something and make money out of it. So we get different communities then we do work with apart from Freetown, the likes of Wigona, Kenema, Bo, different communities, and before like name all they get to side them around the country, but there are many. So we get the youth leaders them like for this ghetto, like last for example for Shell, the Garibo were couldn't out in the class them. The one way in charge of them okay for like meet them, come on, we get a session and then I come and attend and for make we see how best to go for create a change now with different society. So we do call on them and then them back can participate. So whenever we want for go on then community, then they whatever thing we come for young people and we do make sure say back we call on them as well so that they will be beneficiaries. So we want to make the country or outside then they people and see them very important instead of people and become scared of them.
Now, let me come back to the theme for this year's Leadership Summit. We talk about the role of young people in the fight against COVID, right? Now, what do you feel to say now the role for young people in the fight against COVID-19?
One of the key role where young people therefore do for able to tap this virus now for make sure say them kind of take all the precaution measures in place, because when you do that you're able to help the general populace. But like if you know take precaution measures in place, then now more the spread go happen, now more the virus could spread. So one of the key role where young people go play for make sure so we tap that and for make sure so we take all precaution measures in place. And another role again where young people therefore do for make sure say we able for tap the spread of the virus. Now for see how best them back able for sensitize others, like going to different communities, make sure say like people that are there to waiting government to say, like if you see something going wrong or personally do something we not correct, you able for report the person, no see them and say this not to me business. So one for make young people then step up there, because like we consist of the highest number of population in the country. So if young people all come together as one and say like, come on, let's fight together and for make we eradicate this virus. Believe in me, Corona they go within 1 or 2 months.
Now, you mentioned as one of the role of the young people in the fight against COVID-19 for going to the various community and see how best then go synthesize then community members then with regards this particular disease. How we not get for go about for give that particular information to young people then?
Well, now that make we get different youth organizations then we will call on for attend the summit, because we are not doing it alone, and we get people all over the country, young people all over the country. We get this youth chair, district chair or council chair whatsoever. We get different people the way as representative when they can attend the summit. So we can tell them what they're supposed to do. But like that we get for be through the speakers, then we get forget. We get also get forget the National COVID-19 Response Center, the head Solomon Jawur. We get for there as well for tell young people and what they're supposed to do for tap coronavirus. So I get for teach young people and for say, okay, we go back now your community, we go back now your organization, because this youth organization they're able for talk and they're able to get a very large audience. So I could call on them as well. So like after them get the teaching, them back able for going in different community and make sure see them pass on the message. And after everything, like for the past years we do we should for say them for be more vigilant for make sure say them go in the community, spread the message and make sure say like we able to achieve within we just strive for.
So what's you don't put in place in terms of monitoring then particular and different groups also or individual when I get for a call for can be this training?
Well, we give them the training. After the training, we will make sure say we work with different partners them for see how best if there is a support we will come up from any of our partners. Then people will say, okay, now we are giving our support. If anything we go for do with something we go for do with preventive measures, not than a face mask for distributing to communities, or not than a bucket or hand sanitizer. If any of our partners then we can come up on board and see how best we'll be able to support these youth organizations and also these young people then from different ghettos or wherever they come out. And then that now one of the key things we do, and I believe for say after everything then yourself able for see something valuable in them for make sure so we push forward for tap corona.
Continue for the with me inside the program. In case you just join the program, don't forget to listen to Stien's Youth Club where they come out Sagiri Mount 12 for Fabi College on FM 107.3. And me where they make the program reach you, your name Nalahai Jackson. Inside the program today, they look at the Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit, the 3rd edition. We go for come on early August. And for help me talk about that, I get it to me inside the studio. Ambassador Sulaiman Mansare, when the Director of Information and Communication. And Ambassador, let me look at and is there any fee for this particular summit?
Well, the summit now free. You go for pay nothing. Just that because for organize the summit, you go for need money, you go for need finance. So we the like for every participant who we get now different part. We want to make young people aware for say, okay, this person from this community or this person from this organization get for partake. So we create a flyers for every participant, and also after everything we dey give a certificate. So we just they ask for only 25,000 for their stuff and the only, but for the summit itself not free because initially it be 200,000 for participate because for international delegates for the past 3 years international delegate can pay 200 US dollar for attend. Just that this year we Corona don't come, so now we're not gonna forget international delegates, but we'll go for include them through the Zoom meeting as well. Because we're gonna forget people from Ghana and Nigeria, all over Africa, we're gonna participate because we won't forget their own voice as well. We want for like kind of know like what's in the happening in Ghana, how young people in the face in Ghana, and how like the Ghana ministry or the Ghanaian government is doing to aid that. So we won't forget the different experience for Southwest to back able for include that in our young program for foster development in this country.
So how many people are on the target for this year's youth summit?
We did target the same number.
1,000.
Yeah, we did target the same number, 1,000. It's just that normal. Like for this year and through Zoom, but like for the hall itself, we know they get above 100 people. It's about 50 to 80. We can forget now the hall itself. We're not the well of parliament, but like the people they go for John Wee across the country because like we only go for Bezam on Zoom, we also go for work with different TV stations across the country like the likes of AYV, SLBC and Star TV and FTN as well. So then go for show I'm live and then different TV platform. So like for you, some young people when able to get the chance for participate through the Zoom, then able for sit down at the houses and watch television. We also go work with some key major radio stations them across the country for Unega TV, able for listening to the program.
Continue for the with me inside the program. In named Ambassador Suleiman Mansawi, Director of Information and Communication at the Sierra Leone National Youth Summit, Leadership Summit, and me they made the program with you, me name and how Jackson. Now, Ambassador, let me look at the impact of the summit. Waiting at the impact, how this summit don't create impact to young people in the country.
Well, one of the way how we don't create impact for we're able to move one step ahead in terms of young people participation and in community development and as well as in nation building. So we get young people we like in a different community, whatever thing will they go wrong, like if something happen at this community we like either they stop the community, we get young people that will step up for make sure say that enable for remove out of the community. We they see it can be even if dog die, if you see dog die in the street, believe in me, that dog is there and tell what nobody go pull on it. So you don't see. So like one young people that for step up. For see anything within the go wrong and in different community, they will for like kind of see like they will for channel out, they will for channel the thing out and make sure say the thing become something very positive. So we get young people that will create a different youth organization as I say, we then advocate in different community in terms of gender-based violence, in terms of violence against young people as well, where young people need to take up cutlass or whatever thing for other people. Also, like in terms of this thief, where so young people and like within our community, somebody they favor pass on that side because of young people and might be as you pass through they don't disarm you. So we will forget young people in a different community, they will for talk to them, company them, and currently in other communities and they again like how we use for your So also able for kind of create opportunity where like for example we get many international programs there out there. So we able for get young people them we the kind of tell them about international programs. Like if there's a conference for attend Ghana or conference for attend any part of the world, we're able for kind of give them the opportunity. Okay, there's a conference over there, and we'll make young people apply for this conference because it will be very essential for the development of this country, because we go learn something outside where you come, you back able for implement maybe even we want to learn out of it, you able for kind of teach you as well. So we don't able for achieve that as well.
Now, let me look at the impact again we did ever talk about. You make mention saying that, and one of the impacts of the summit that I can get, now that and don't raise the awareness of young people them for even they stand up for anything where they feel to say would disturb the peace and stability of certain communities. Somebody will go to listen, go to say that's not a reflect so much and in then community there. So what's your take on that?
Well, just like I'll say, for create a change not happen today. It takes time. They make we organize this every year. And every year we will find out for this community there have been high rates of violence, or like young people don't really participate in terms of community development or another nation building, or like involve themselves in governance, because that can for their entire country. So like we call on them for make they able for learn something out of it, so that they don't go back in the community, then we still continue for teach them, colleagues them. So like we did get there bit by bit, because it's really challenging for change person in mindset, because mindset now thing we person don't already develop for years. So for pull them one day kind of very, very difficult. So we did take with time, we did take with energy, everything for make sure say we get young people in different communities. We then see how they happened, so that them back able to go back in the community and pass on the message.
Again, somebody go to say for just the old this year, so in every year it's like not enough. We not get any issue, not get any plan for get some of them thing there. So during the year, we will not go able for reach out to young people and teach them and therefore brand their life in so many areas we outlined during the program.
Now that we could engage them after the summit, we can engage the community there after every 2 or 3 months. And make during the summit, we get a registration what you do, like from which community to come out and which part of the country to come out. So we able for know, like if anything happened in that community there, we able for go there and try for ask and know what happened. So like the people that were in the day, they able for give you their own story. Even though like sometimes like you say this is coming from young people, but sometimes the problem is not coming from young people. So like we able for go in the community and investigate, and able for like the person we did as a representative with the attend summit, able for chance, okay, now this is where you go wrong, and this is where you step up in it. So once you for do this and do this for make sure say this will not happen again. So you for say maybe this community violence that happened, you have to say that happen again, because no one for make it repeat itself. So like this are a process, and for make we achieve I'm going to take time.
In name Ambassador Sulaiman Mansawe, Director of Information and Communication, Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit. Don't forget to listen to the program CTN's Youth Club with the Commodity on 12 Fabi College on FM 107.3. And inside the program today we will discuss on the forthcoming Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit we for come early inside August. Me made the program with you, my name Nalahai Jackson. Now let's look at the challenges of them summit that so one can organize. Written as some of the challenges them one can face as an organization.
Because for create a summit, it's really challenging, and more especially with the pull young people from different parts of the country. You go for host them, so you go for put them in a hotel, and a very, very challenging though, because that's all you go for deal with finance. So forget the finance, that's a very key thing. And but we get the manpower, everything for make sure so we achieve the goal. So the finance, that's a very key challenge.
So what's on a relationship with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and other agencies that were responsible for youth business at the country?
Well, we get a very good relationship with the Ministry of Youth Affairs. And for the past 2 years, they don't really support we for make sure say the summit go well. And for other organizations like Restless Care and other, there are many. So like we get a very good relationship with them as well. We can meet with them and give initiative, and then they give for support. We send you support.
So it can be then contribution.
Well, many can give a different contribution, and so many can help in a diverse way.
How long this summit get for take?
You mean the duration this
summit.
year? And one day, not just one day.
Now, as we wrap up with this particular program, what do you want to say to young people out there with regards and the summit and other thing we go developing in brand their life in the society?
In regards to the summit, I just want to tell the young people for say on the 12th of August that now on International Youth Day, make sure say you put on your TV and you watch the program if you're able to participate, and also if na radio you put them on and make sure say you listen. As time goes on, we will still engage and inform people them who see the station we they don't forget the summit live. And I also want to tell young people and for see like for make we see change in this country now we'll go for big united. If we all come together as one, then with one initiative, one idea, one mind, and one power for say Sierra Leone our country, and Sierra Leone not gonna know that self except Sierra Leone. So make we refrain ourselves from violence, make we not do anything we go affect we self and we picking that we get for born. So we all get a future, we'll get a brighter future. So what you get for do, make sure so put yourself into violence, make sure say if you get an initiative way very good for yourself or for another person we think for say if you come up with this initiative it build up a job or job opportunity for that person which you get for do, make sure say you believe in yourself, work towards them, keep on pushing and to time you to get there.
Why wanna decide for this particular summit on the 12th of August way now that time way now the International Day of Youth where we understand say the Ministry of Youth again can get activity during the intended day?
Well, we believe for say because for the past 3 years we don't really celebrate and do that time, and we can do in partnership with the Ministry of Youth Affairs as well, and like for this year also we do in the same way.
Partnership wise,
we don't really partner with the Ministry of Youth Affairs.
To see that they disrupt the attention of young people, and because the youth ministry get the young package and they want to get a young package for young people at the country at the same time.
Because for raise up youth issue in this country, find the one way like they lead you in self day. So we want for make the Ministry of itself we then they channel all the youth issues, when they in charge of all the youth issues and the country, make the Ministry of itself make itself they and see what young people then get for say. Back able for like kind of take this into consideration and say, okay, young people are facing this and young people are facing this. Like for last year we do after done a parliament, we get young people there and debate on different topic, just like our parliamentarian can debate. So like in debate on different topic, like young people in terms of education, young people in terms of skills, young people in terms of agriculture, all anything they are able for gather as one and make up a position paper. This position paper will present them to the Minister of itself for the Minister of Youth Affairs on International Youth Day. So we able to present them to the ministers. Okay, now these young people and say, young people that are in the ministry for look into this.
So when are some of them frequenting there as well young people then came? When I can raise up in that position paper, when I can come up and present to the minister.
The key thing the way some of the young people like you raise up, you get for deal with young people employment, because we found out for see there is high rate of unemployment in the country. So many young people can raise up this employment issue. Even for the first year we do in 2018, young people raise up this unemployment issue. So we will raise them up to the ministry. We'll present a position paper for say like young people are facing this, and to that the ministry able for kind of develop some strategies we able for aid young people in terms of the employment issue, because currently we get the car wash, then get other development activity we do for young people.
So how that don't help for improve the life of young people?
Well, me not the working at the ministry because the ministry capable for tell more on that, how that don't help because then get their own data. But like what we do now for make sure say we channel these issues to the Ministry of Youth Affairs. Then I can look into these issues and make sure say they will for aid into them. So one of the things that we see for say the ministry don't do with this car rush, then can for tell more how far they don't go with that. And also the youth in fishery and other stuff the way they don't come up with way they help for key employment to young people.
Okay, in name na Ambassador Suleiman Mansare, na the Director of Information and Communication na the Sierra Leone National Youth Leadership Summit. You're there with me inside the program CTN's Youth Club. In case you miss part of the entire program, listen to the repeat podcast on Sunday in the evening. Me will make the program reach you this afternoon. My name Nolahai Jackson. They say Tata.
CTN helps to build media capacity in Sierra Leone.